I've been streaming TF2 now for the best part of 2 or 3 years, and without fail, the same thing kind of keeps happening within the chat. Someone joins, they say they've just got into the game, and do I have any tips or tricks to help them get started? And honestly, I feel like I can never really give enough solid advice to someone who has just started. This whole starter experience, it happens all the time, and I feel a lot of people fail it. Silently, but it has to feel like it's happening. Yet somehow, despite this, TF2 holds very strong in 2025, and somehow it's more alive, in my opinion, than ever. So why should we give it a shot? What's the point? Well, because of its massive legacy and the sheer scale of the community. To try and prove a point throughout the entirety of this video, I'm going to be making a brand new account, acting completely dumb, and then trying to see what that new starter experience feels like, then give you guys a fresh perspective on how you can start the game, and ultimately answering the question, should you play Team... do that. Should you play Team Fortress in 2025?
Yep.
TF2 is a lot like a gas giant. Stick with me. Let's take the base game, install Steam, install Team Fortress, and press play. There is nothing else around it, just you and the game. Let's ignore all the guides, all the deep dives. This is about raw TF2 simply stripped down to its purest essence. I think you're going to realize very quickly that TF2 doesn't hold your hand in any short way imaginable. There is no practice range, there's no character overviews, there's no weapon reviews. That's probably by design. You're meant to learn that through play and through unlocking those new weapons, which can dramatically change the way that you end up playing the game. But before getting to those weapons, well, we need to play first, unlocking things randomly through just playing the game or through achievements. So I clicked on my play button, I pressed play, I waited for a match, and hey, in I went. So first match, who looks cool? Heavy. Yeah, he looks cool. Big guy, big gun. He's got a shotgun for his secondary, and he just throws hands for his melee. Cool. Alright, let's do that. So I wandered around, I kind of shot a few people, and then randomly we won the match. Cool. Nice. There was one point where a soldier ran up to me and he just started shouting, "Medic?" Don't really know why, but whatever. I did notice a lot of people wearing kind of cool cosmetics and some even sparkling. One guy was jumping around the map like a bit of a maniac and kind of wiping everybody out. So he looked like the soldier, so I tried him. He has a rocket launcher, a shotgun, and a shovel. Cool. I tried him out, but I wanted to learn how to do the jumping around the map thing. I shot my feet a couple times and nothing really sort of made sense. So I asked in chat. Somebody called me a slur. I suggested we kick that guy, and then I got kicked. Okay, we'll come back to that. So, I checked out a couple other game modes while here on the screen. We've got Payload, Control Point, King of the Hill, Capture the Flag. All very simple game modes that I've picked up from other games, nice and simple to understand. So, this match I hopped onto was called 2 Fort. I found that no one was playing the objective and people were just messing around. It was hilarious. I then hit a bit of a snag. I tried to talk in voice chat to these people, but it said I didn't have the ability to. So, you're gonna learn free-to-play accounts can't use it. Bit of a shame, but I just wanted to talk to these people. Eventually, I got stuck on 2 Fort for quite some time. I wanted to leave, but I was kind of worried there might be a penalty, so after half an hour, I kind of called it quits and left anyway. But hey, nothing happens. No punishment. Good to know. Obviously, I do know all these things. I know that the soldier was calling for a sandwich. I knew what rocket jumping was. I knew what 2 Fort casual matches were. But from a new player perspective, how are they meant to understand that this is how those social aspects play out for people? How are they meant to know that the heavy unlocks a sandwich if they've not previously watched things? You're beginning to start to see the point on this. It's very easy to say that, well, you would have seen it because TF2 is just so famous, but maybe not. You have to remember that people getting into games can range from children to full-on late-stage adults. So I did the next logical thing. After a few hours, I logged off and went to go explore the community on YouTube, on Twitter. YouTube does become the best place to go and get stuff for what you want regarding TF2. And this is where it becomes really fascinating. Everyone's version of TF2 looks completely different. Custom HUDs, different settings, different quality. The amount of content on here also is staggering. It can almost feel a little bit overwhelming on where to actually begin. But this is where my gas giant analogy makes its return. The TF2 community is old and enormous, but most of it lives outside of the game. Filmmakers, artists, YouTubers, cosplayers, modding, map design, game design, it all orbits this one title. Players make the items for the game, the cosmetics for the game, taunts for the game, and fixes for the game. Valve looks at them, sees what fits, implements them. Players make the culture. TF2 is its community. I'm prefacing this now because a lot of people will say, well, if you don't like TF2, don't play it. What I'm saying to you is you can enjoy TF2 and you do not have to play it. It just helps. Hey, want animations and cool lore? Well, the SFM community has you covered. Looking for gameplay, breakdowns, or tech tips? YouTubers are abundant and many collaborate with each other.
That's quite big.
Interested in live streams? Twitch has entire communities built around TF2 and its game modes, most of them incredibly welcoming.
Hooray!
I'd honestly bet there's no game more documented on than TF2. That gas giant metaphor, it's real. Everybody starts on these outer layers and slowly drifts in round to the rest. And the longer you stick with it, the more you drift towards the core. I could not tell you a single thing about TF2's map design. But if someone like LED releases a 40-minute breakdown on an 11-year-old map's lighting, I don't know why I'm compelled to watch. Why? Because when you're in the core and you're looking out at all these communities, amazed, the content seems irresistible regarding Team Fortress 2. And that's somewhat its problem. A few years ago, I did get some friends who had never played TF2 before to hop on. The worst part was explaining everything. As I said earlier, the game offers no help, but you're also looking at about 18 years worth of catching up on jokes, memes, master configs, HUDs, YouTubers, drama, how to play the game, how to play certain weapons, the list goes on. And if you aren't aware of these things, you'll just be sat there asking, what's that? In regards to just the game, TF2 offers no help to you whatsoever in getting started. As I said, you log on, you press play, off you go. It's easy to say, well, just look it up, but what if the system hasn't dropped that weapon that you wanted to try that you didn't know it existed? Or hell, you don't even know what a sandwich does. Other hero shooters give you the full kit and a tutorial. TF2 gives you nothing. The in-game coaching system is broken and has been for years. It does not work. A new player would click on this, nothing would happen. Is it broke? Is it working? I don't know. So what does it mean to play TF2 in 2025? Let's break this down. Pros, fully community driven. It runs on nearly any hardware. Huge skill ceilings for you to get into. No pressure to pay or grind for battle passes or cosmetics. And an endless archive of community content. Let's talk the cons. There is no onboarding or tutorial that comes from the in-game itself, leading you to go and research things you didn't know existed before actually just playing the game. There are voice chat restrictions and trade restrictions for free-to-play players, which ultimately hurt the communications of new players. Items and cosmetics can often be locked behind hundreds of hours of gameplay, leading to very slow progression for new people. I'm gonna get a weird one for this. Yes, there is a toxic player base that exists within inside TF2. I'll get into that in a bit. And once again, you are playing catch up with people who have upwards of 5,000 hours, 10 years worth of experience playing the game. It is what it is at that point. I myself have 2,000 hours put in the game. That is considered rookie numbers. Despite all of that, I still recommend you play TF2. Why? There's nothing like it anymore. There are no battle passes, no required purchase, just a timeless, skill-based game with a community so deep and weird and yet passionate, it might just change the way you look at modern gaming. If you're not up for learning through trial, error, and research, try something more straightforward. But if you're with me and you really want to get into it and enjoy something that is a real diamond in the rough, stick with me, because I'm going to give you some advice. You know that meme with Captain America where he just leans over the thing and goes, "So you've decided to give Team Fortress 2 a shot. Good. Let's get you past the usual pain points and try and get you to the good stuff faster." So here's how to make those early hours easier, smarter, and actually fun for you to go ahead and play. First steps, develop a console. TF2's old. To make it feel a little bit more modern and functional, we need to tweak some settings. Enable your developer console by going into Options, Advanced, and enable the console. Whilst you're there, turn on the fast weapon switch as well. It means you don't have to click to confirm the weapon you're switching to. Be a lot better for you, and it'll feel a lot more smoother. As TF2 is so old, your FOV is shoved your rocket launcher right into your eyeballs. So open your console by pressing the tilde key and use the command tf_use_minimal_view models space 1. It'll shrink the weapon out of your face. Whilst you're here, you can also do view model_FOV and set it to around about 70 to 100, whatever you fancy, whatever feels the best for you, but it will provide you a good amount of visibility and comfort. I'll be putting these all obviously in the description down below so you can just copy and paste. Let's look at those free to play account limitations. So if you are free to play, you cannot use your in-game voice chat, you cannot trade or use custom names, and you have a limit on your inventory space. So here's what to do. And I know this is going to sound stupid because me telling you how not to free to play is to buy something. Please stick with me here because I'm going to give you the absolute most efficient bang for your buck on this one. To change your account from a free-to-play status to a premium status, you need to purchase something off the Manco store. Do not, under any circumstance, buy weapons or cosmetics from the Manco store. It is a rip-off, and you are being ripped off. Follow me. Buy yourself 2 Manco supply crate keys from the official in-game store. This will unlock you premium status, enabling you to voice chat and giving you full access to trading and drops and the rest of it that a premium account has. Once again, do not buy anything from the premium in-game store. Instead, take those 2 keys you have just purchased, head on over to a website called scrap.tf. I am not sponsored, this is how the process goes. From here, you can trade simply 1 key for every single weapon in the game, some basic cosmetics, and some quality of life tools. I tried not to include trading inside this because it is a different sphere in its own right, and I have absolutely no right talking to you about TF2's trading economy. I'm the least qualified person for it. So, let me give you a quick economy breakdown of how this works. When you have 2 weapons drop in the game, they combine to make 1 scrap metal. 3 scrap metals equals 1 reclaimed metal, so 6 weapons. 3 reclaimed metal equals 1 refined metal. Are you seeing where we're going with this? And then 1 key equals 70, at the time of recording, metal. So with just a tiny amount of trading with bots on people you do not have to speak to, you can gear up quickly and stop wasting your money. Entertain the idea of watching some weapons that you might want to try, and then just go get them. With how cheap they are, the trial option in the Manco store is nearly defunct because you can just go and get these weapons and use your metal and things on valuable items like backpack expanders and name tags, making your weapon and your cosmetics feel a lot more you. So besides the actual playing of the game, you have community servers hidden away behind the server browser, which is absolutely amazing, and it really is one of TF2's biggest advantages over modern gaming. If you wanted to play something more diverse than the base game, well then TF2 Engine is built on the source engine, and it openly mods these in a plethora of ways that you can go and just access in the server browser. If you're looking to play a game in a 1v1 scenario where you can really hone your skills, there are MGE servers. It is a 1v1 duel arena between you and another player. Off you go. First to 20 kill wins, and it is fantastic for learning decent ways to get better. You have jump maps, which are fantastic for soldiers learning how to want to rocket jump and demo men wishing to sticky jump on there. Try and take yourself over to looking into maybe some of the beginner maps at first, just so you can understand the basics of rocket jumping. You have dodgeball servers where a rocket is launched at a group of pyros on separate teams and you must reflect, the rocket getting faster each time. It is a fantastic way to learn how to reflect on time. Not to mention you have more sillier game modes like Death Run, Slender Fortress, and Prop Hunt, just for fun if you just want to have a complete mix-up. And as I said earlier, you can hop into a 2-fort server with no time on there and simply just goof around with a bunch of strangers on there. It's probably the most socially inducing yet insane lobbies you can find yourself in for hours. TF2 thrives on its modding. Embrace it. Everyone's TF2 experience looks different. That is part of the magic. Let's talk about HUDs. I have a HUD on mine, which just makes it look a little bit cleaner, a little more blockier, and it brings the HUD into the center of the screen. There is a website called tf2huds.com where you can quite literally go there, get the items, and installing a HUD can be just as simple as clicking and dragging the folder inside your TF2 folder. Find one that you like, give it a go. If you don't like it, remove it out. I'm going to make it very clear that Valve exactly doesn't moderate the game, and in a game where you can add custom decals from your machine to say upload images to certain weapons, cosmetics, and even change your weapon names, obviously this is taken advantage of sometimes. It is amazing because obviously you can edit the weapons in any way you see fit, and it makes the game a whole lot more customizable and more unique than modern games. However, in the same lick, it really does mean that people don't care. If you don't want to see porn, gore, and racist imagery on signs, the best thing you can do is accept that it happens and hasn't changed in 18 years and just go and hide the custom decals. Note that it's not going to change some of the custom names on there, but there is a part where you just have to deal with it. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, that's fine, you're not alone. With over hundreds of unlockable weapons and cosmetics and trades all inside the game itself, here's what can help. Watch some Twitch streams. Find a streamer that you like, ask questions, and observe how they play. Hopefully, you get some good feedback and some good ways to start. YouTube deep dives. Search for the class or a weapon that caught your eye and just see if there's any videos about it. It can be fun learning about them. You might unlock secret histories or known community aggravations with a weapon that make you feel that little bit more included, that you're in on the joke. Let's say try Uncle Dane for engineer, maybe some Muse Elk for just old classic ways, Lazy Purple for a good amount of how it feels to play classes, and you'll get a good vibe and understanding how each class plays, and also getting on the meme culture of the whole entire thing as well. Speaking of picking classes, don't stress about your main right away. Play everything, terms and conditions apply, but if you're curious, here's a quick little start guide I put together which might help you. If you wanted to main scout properly, try MVM on Bootcamp Easy. MVM is a game mode where you are fighting waves of robots where you get upgrades, but it allows you to focus on movement with the scattergun and aiming at enemies whilst getting a ton of health and upgrades. It can be a nice sort of god mode way of a practice range, in my opinion. If you want to play soldier, I heavily recommend heading to a jump academy, going on something like a beginner map, even just doing the first little run of going up things and off walls. It's gonna excel your soldier gameplay to a new level, trust me. If you don't like the rocket jumping part of it, simply do a small bit. You're going to have to really make soldier go. If you are so against it, equip a banner and try and play around your team the best you can. If you want to learn how to properly play Pyro, I would suggest going onto a dodgeball server to learn those reaction speeds of insanely fast rockets flying at you. It will train your reflexes and really help drive that point home for yourself. Demoman, I might be the least qualified person in the world to speak this on with only a couple hundred hours in him, but what I like to do is say, if you can, grab a friend who can hop on Medic with the Kritzkrieg and play attack and defend maps where there is a solid objective staying put, and just work on learning your sticky launcher times, their crowd control abilities. Just get to grips with that sticky launcher first. Heavy is a really interesting one. I would recommend you just hop on some payload maps, stick with the cart, hug corners, track enemies the best you can, and protect your medics, more importantly than anything. Learn where the ammo packs and the health kit locations are on certain maps. Heavy's a fantastic class to learn this, as you will be doing a lot of slow moving around. Engineer. Watch Uncle Dane or Mr. Dispenser videos, really. They are so deep and interesting and a plethora of playstyles. For God's sake, there is nearly over 100 videos in just how to play some various weapons for Engineer. I couldn't even do you the justice, but just enjoy the time of researching it. If I had to give you one where you don't want to go watch videos, I would simply say, build where your team always is. So if you're at the back on the payload, move your stuff up always with them. Don't chase kills with him, just defend your buildings best you can. Medic. Grab yourself the Crusader's crossbow and equip the Uber saw. Play maps like Dust Bowl, which can help you practice long pushes and a good amount of pushes, and try and prioritize the teammates who stick next to you. The ones who do not, it is a fantastic time to learn when to whip out your Crusader's crossbow and get a heal. Sniper. Stick with your stock sniper rifle. Use the SMG, not melee, and focus on your positioning, not headshots first. Don't stand out in the open, find somewhere decent, then focus on your headshots. For the spy, treat him like a locked off character until about 100 hours in. He is completely dependent on game knowledge for the map layout, the class behaviors, the enemy movement. It can be so punishing to just try and play spy without knowing these things. You will just be beaten out of the games that you're in. If you are, however, very curious, go to a map called TR_walkway and practice your backstabs there. It will help you learn where the back is for enemies, how best to sidestep them, and gives you a nice, stress-free environment to try and get your stabs down properly. Final thoughts. I feel like I've not even done the service of giving TF2 the right way on how to get into it. Still, with a video being this long, let's try and wrap this up. If you have your own opinions, please drop them in the comments. Obviously, none of this is meant to be inflammatory. It's trying to understand the new player experience and how best we can get people in. So please put them in the comments. So, if you want a game with zero pressure to grind at all, a genuinely hilarious social sandbox, a niche community that is deeply passionate about their game, and a shooter with more depth than 90% of modern games, TF2 is for you. In a few years, I've gone from an absolute casual nobody up to meeting some of the biggest names in the scene, all without spending money on battle passes and skins or grinding. So, yeah, welcome to the core. Okay, alright, video over. Thank you very much for watching. I do really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing another one of these on another social hobby that I like to do. So if you're interested in getting into new things or in current year, probably just drop us a like, drop us a follow, and then we can try and go from there. As I said, I don't really feel like I could do this video its justice. TF2 is so deep and complex. I was once nearly sort of looked at like a weirdo for not knowing about a certain Gmod animation from 2014 and quoting it word for word. It is the nature of it, but in some ways, it's having something so deep and endless and an abyss of just content, you're never gonna run out, and hey, you can never catch up, so an endless amount of content for you.